The underground parking lot was early, quite late at night, with the dim yellow lights flickering on and off. Suddenly, a call alarm shattered the silence, followed by a scream. The patrolling security guard rushed over and saw a man lying in a pool of blood beside the car. His head had been severely wounded, and blood was gushing out. There were some signs of a fight scattered around, and the scene was in a mess. The security guard turned pale, frightened and tremblingly took out his phone to call the police. Chen Yu and Captain An arrived at the scene quickly after receiving the call. While they were examining the scene, they heard faint sobbing coming from the stairwell. Following the sound, they found Lin Ao huddled in the corner, her eyes red and swollen, terrified. After Chen Yu comforted her gently, Lin Ao started to speak tremblingly. "I had just got off work and was walking here when I heard some guards. Before I could react, a dark figure rushed past me. It scared me to death." Captain Han looked at her sharply and asked, "Did you see what the dark figure looked like or hear any particular sounds?" Lin Ao shook her head tremblingly, obviously still in shock. The next day, Chen Yu and Captain Han started conducting investigations around the area. They noticed that Liu Gang often went to a bar near the crime scene. The two walked into the bar. It was dimly lit and the music was gauzy. Chen Yu quickly spotted Liu Gan in the crowd. He was sitting alone in the corner drinking, but his eyes kept glancing at the door, and he was clutching a mobile phone tightly in his hand, as if waiting for some important message. Sensing the gazes of Chen Yu and Captain An, Liu Gan looked flustered and stood up, intending to leave. Chen Yu and Captain An wouldn't let him get away so easily and immediately followed him. Liu Gan quickly walked into the alley behind the bar. The narrow alley was full of debris. He tried to shake off the two behind him by turning left and right, taking advantage of his familiarity with the terrain. But Chen Yu was agile and gradually closed the distance. Finally, they cornered Liu Gan at the end of the alley. Liu Gan was gasping for breath and pretended to be calm as he shouted, "Why are you chasing me? I haven't done anything wrong." Chen Yu looked straight into his eyes and said coldly, "If you haven't done anything wrong, why are you running? You can't get away from a homicide in the underground parking lot last night." Liu Gan's started around and fine beads of sweat appeared on his forehead. Back at the police station, in the face of the evidence, Liu Gan's psychological defenses completely collapsed. He confessed that he had been hired by a mysterious person to deliver something to the underground parking lot. But when he got there, he was unexpectedly involved in a fight. He fled in a panic and didn't know how the victim had died at all. Following the clues provided by Liu Gan, Chen Yu went to find Lin Ao again. With Chen Yu as patient persuasion, Lin Ao finally summoned up the courage to tell the truth. It turned out that he had seen Liu Gan arguing with the victim at that time, and Liu Gan had even pushed the victim. She was afraid of getting into trouble, so she didn't dare to tell the whole story at first. After some in-depth investigations, Chen Yu and Captain An identified the mastermind behind the scenes, a criminal gang involved in smuggling cultural relics. They led the police force to raid the abandoned warehouse where the gang was hiding. The two sides engaged in a fierce firefight. In the hail of bullets, the criminal police officers fought bravely and finally caught all the criminals. With the case solved, the haze hanging over the city dissipated. Chen Yu looked at the night sky, deeply aware of the great responsibility of safeguarding this peace.